Good morning, it's Rod speaking for the council update. We've taken some video footage here, and what you can see is well, it's backwards, the writing.
Councillor Bell this evening, all those in favour, against, carried.
Okay, that was the new mayor, well, she's the mayor now of South Waikato, Jenny Shattuck speaking there, and this is the bylaw submission or information. So they're going into a consultation stage. Basically, it's a workshop with the councillors to update them on which bylaws need to be improved. And that's going to filter in. So we as a community now know from this report that the bylaws are coming up.
Item 5.15, Mrs Robinson. Thank you. The regulatory group report. And that starts on page 101.
So what we now know is that the bylaws are coming up. Now, I have interest from the community with regards to flying drones in the parks. That bylaw needs to come to council and it needs some work done. Special consultative procedure can happen on that particular area so that the community is educated and the community can feed back with regards to the new emergence of drones. We've had the International Model Park proposed a number of times, so I'm just looking forward to some movement on this, and this is a heads up that the council is looking at all its bylaws, or most of the bylaws, or the major ones, but out of that there are some bylaws that really need to have a lot of input from the community and experts. The councils have been a little bit slow on this, but with the new election over and the future looking glorious, we should get into making some positive moves to get this community working.
You can just highlight any thing you want to highlight. Thank you.
So this meeting was on the 25th, 26th, so this is 26th of October 2016.
We have a bylaw workshop which is going to be scheduled around February, March, if you look at a whole lot of bylaws.
So February, March workshop. So the workshop is for your councillors to get up to speed, but that a lot of councillors already know about it, so there are 4 new ones. However, you can start talking to your elected members now with regards to which bylaws and how you want them formulated. So they have to go out to the community for consultation. However, what I do know with the parks and reserves, the indication is to do it all in one, whereas a lot of the bylaws have their own nuances, and so when you're doing parks and reserves, the whole concept of having drones in the parks needs to be separated out and discussed in its own right in a larger sense that then feeds back into the parks and reserves as well as other things. So that's why it's important to talk to your elected members and let them know what you want.
In the meantime, we've initiated a survey and an in-touch survey around the dog bylaw in particular, so keep an eye out for that.
So basically they've got the dog bylaw, which a lot of people are interested in, and at the moment they're thinking of having a separate dog bylaw for Tokoroa, a separate one for Patauru, and a separate one for Tirau because of the different nature of each of those different places. But the law that applies to the different places, it's going to be challenging. You can walk your dog in Tirau, but you're not allowed to walk your dog on a public street in Tokoroa. So it's going to cause lots of discussion. So that's why it's important to get to your elected members early, now, bring them up and say, look, this is what we want. So the council staff have their way, and that's what their workshop is, and the council staff will trying to do is, when I don't say as little as possible, but we've seen how long it's taken them for the lock their 47 cars up and walk home. They've been resistant to that. So they're also resistant to having bylaws that means that, but we can demand, through our elected members, that we get proper bylaws and bylaws that are fit for purpose and bylaws that encourage us to do the right things. Whereas council perhaps will want to do, they have to do that, but they would prefer to do not very much with regards to it because there's a lot of work involved. So that's why I'm suggesting there's a tension there, and it's important for you to talk to your elected members and actually get what you want. Otherwise you'll be banned from walking your dogs in the streets, in Tokoroa, whereas you're allowed to walk them in T-Rail. So this was indicated at the T-Rail hall meeting, and I'm just raising that with the new mayor. That was one of her suggestions. So we need to find out what is actually going to go on. So you can be proactive on this. Otherwise, council's just going to go, and that's it. The bylaws will be set, and it's very hard to get them re-looked at once they're done. So you get one chance at this. So that's it. Back to the editing table. So thanks for watching this video. Subscribe and leave a comment.